Hi there, Leo. Let's do your long view for your astrology. So it includes 2024, but way beyond as well, because the long view is when we take a look at these outer planets and how that's affecting you in a big picture kind of way. So we had just today, I'm recording your video here on the full moon in your sign today, January 25th. And the full moon's in Leo, so it's accenting you, but it's also not an easy one because Pluto has just moved in to Aquarius, which is your opposite sign. Now, this is going to be a long transition for your relationship world. I'm a Cancer, so I just went through it for 16 years. So I can tell you a bit about what it's going to bring. So, are you ready for the ride? Let's start with Pluto then. Pluto entering Aquarius for 20 years. So, you've had it going through your 6th house for, oh, sorry, 1 second. Yeah, your 6th house. You would have had it going through your house of health for 16 years. So I'm sure if you take a look back from 2008 to 2024, how many things occurred to you or changed in your sense of your, like, literally your physical health, but your mental health, your awareness of how to eat right, how to exercise, all that kind of stuff. Revolutionary, right? Revolutionary what happened to you, I'm sure, in your health life. So now it moves into your 7th house, which is relationships, partnerships, and open enemies. So you're going to be looking at the power dynamics in your relationships because it's Pluto. You're going to be looking at who you're attracted to and why, who's attracted to you and why. You could have to deal with potentially more, let's say, narcissistic types of people or manipulative people because Pluto brings the shadowy side of things to the forefront. And because Pluto is, a lot of the time wants the attention, the magnetism is on them. They want to be able to influence and sway. You might find yourself in that position. You might be the one who's on the opposite end of that. So you'll be dealing with a lot of people's shadow aspects in your relationships, which could mean anything from somebody with difficult or traumatic baggage that's in and around your life or your own related to relationships, or you might be meeting a lot of people who are dealing with that and they need to, obviously continue to heal or begin to heal. The other thing Pluto can bring is, a lot of intense attraction. But it doesn't always mean that it's the right person or the one that's going to work, but it's an intense attraction for sure. You might be attracted to people that are more magnetic or powerful, meaning they might have a position of power, they might have a certain way with their words, they might be ultra charming, they might know really how to get their way, they might be very sexy. Sexual energy is a big part of Pluto too. And so, you can meet those, like, if you're already in a secure relationship, then obviously we're all like layered like an onion in this life. We all have chapters where things are triggered and stimulated that, bring us into a different type of aspect of ourselves and then our relationships. So it doesn't mean that you're going to lose your secure relationships, but there will be certainly tests and challenges. And one of those things with Pluto could be temptations. One of those things could be, like I said, almost like it depends on your age, but it can almost be like a midlife crisis sort of attraction or desire. You've just got to try something or got to do something, or somebody's just got to live through whatever they're living through that puts a bit of a strain or a test on the relationship. But the main thing is really like, as a Cancer, like I said, I've been living through this for 16 years, and my understanding of my own needs in a relationship is much stronger and more solid than when I began the journey. So you might be the kind, even though you're a Leo, you might still give yourself away too much in relationships. And there's really a grand sort of rebalancing that goes on when Pluto walks through that house. Relationships tested for their true metal, their equality, their loyalty, their health, And if they're not working, then Pluto also will just let it burn. So, and in Aquarius, since that's your natural 7th house, you already might be attracted to people that are a bit quirky or hyper independent. And that might be even stronger during this transit. If you want to have a longer look at that, you can either contact me or if you just want to watch a bunch of videos or Google. But really, really take a look at this. This is a 20-year cycle of your life we're talking about. It's worth looking at what the heck the parameters of that are. But from my experience, that's what I'd say is you're about to go through many ups and downs in your intimate relationships. Could be, if you're single, could be multiple partners. If you're married, could be a temptation or an affair. It could be somebody going through something really difficult that they're finally facing within your marriage too, and there's no affairs. But there's partnerships are not just romantic too, right? This is partnership, can also be a business partner. It could also be very close friends as well, if they're that close, So it's looking at these intimate dynamics in intimate relationships that is going to be under the spotlight. The next thing you've got going on, Leo, is you've got Saturn and Neptune in your 8th house. So Saturn's been there for about a year. Neptune's been there for several years. Saturn has another year and a half left there. And Neptune has another 2 years. So you've already been going through a bit of what I'm about to say, and it continues, but let's take a look, like, what the heck does that mean? Well, you're plummeting the depths of your soul more than usual. You might be having some very spiritual awakenings or times. You might, with those planets, it could even bring out your mediumship or your own psychic abilities. Because Neptune in the 8th house could certainly be altered states. Now that could mean many things, right? That can be anything from getting high to like having a transcendent meditation or a vision or a prophetic dream. But Neptune traveling in your 8th for the last few years has probably given you some deep insights and dreams, some visions, and maybe even some things that are a little weird or a little disturbing at times, because Neptune brings all kinds of anything to the surface. And it's not crystal clear what it is or what it isn't. It also affects your finances because the 8th house deals with other people's money, and investments and stuff like that fall under that. Inheritances and stuff fall under the 8th house. So if you've had to deal with anything of that nature, Neptune has probably been making it quite unclear or messy. Could be anything with that. It could be that you're needing to really concretely know where your money is. Where is it going? Whose name is on what? What does that actually mean in this policy? what was specified, what wasn't, what are the little niggly details of maybe the law, if it's a will or an estate or you're investing. But there's things you've got to really make sure that you are concretely clear on when Neptune is there, because the tendency with Neptune would be, well, I'm feeling like I should do that, or it'll work out, or I'm getting a gut, it should be all right. And you'll be a little bit, the potential for illusion, for idealizing things too much and therefore thinking, oh, it's all just fine, for being manipulated, or for missing something that could come back to bite you, is there. So we got to be careful of that. With Saturn there, it solidifies it more. So any of these things that I've mentioned, that if you've been going through them the last few years, if there's been anything where you can't get to the bottom of something, you can't seem to find the right policy, the right people, the right spiritual group, whatever it is that you've been sort of on a search for that feels a bit elusive, Saturn can help sort of finally ground a bit of that. You might see some advancement about that in the next year or so. So it's really a soul-searching time, though, overall. Saturn and Neptune in the 8th house is going to provoke you to really, really dig down and take a look at yourself and accept yourself. And in accepting yourself, you're accepting others too. You've literally got to make peace with all your demons with that position. So it can happen in ways that are uncomfortable, and it can happen in ways that are beautiful. Neptune brings both. You can have a dream or a vision or a sense of something that gives you a lot of peace and hope and insight and calm, and you can have some that are unsettling and rattling. It's not just one or the other. It's all of it. And you'll come out of this transit quite a bit the wiser, and more tolerant, and like I said, at peace with yourself, accepting yourself and others, which sounds cliche, but it's a great gift if you truly do have that peace. Now, the other thing, Leo, that you've been having going on for a while now that's also not been easy is Uranus in Taurus. Jupiter is there as well. So Jupiter helps it out a little. But Uranus and Taurus squaring off with you since 2018. And it's going to stay there till early 2026. So you've already been going through this one as well. Now that one has been hard because it's been rattling through your career. So that means a lot of, surprises, explosions, little minefields in your career life, which can mean anything from sudden job losses, sudden job gains. Suddenly, the boss that you loved for 10 years just is gone. Either suddenly quit, had to leave, sudden transfer. Like Uranus brings suddenness, and of course it's in Taurus, where everybody would like things to be secure and loyal and all predictable, but it's not with this. So, but this is going on since 2018, so you might be going, yeah, I know this by now, like whatever's going to hit me next, whatever. Let's just see. So you are used to this energy of like, oh, I found something secure in my career. Oh, look, oh, actually it's not. It just surprised me again. But Jupiter there, now it's been there for the last few months. It's going to be there for a few more months. So Jupiter in your career house, you might have been seeing some advancement, something like, maybe you got to the next level. Because Uranus in your career can also mean like suddenly people and things can disappear, just like your job or your boss or your clients. But it can also be the other way with Uranus. It can be like, woo, suddenly I was just offered something, better than I thought. Suddenly I'm like asked to travel. Suddenly I'm like promoted. Suddenly there's somebody that comes into your life that you work with that you're like, wow, I wasn't even trying. This is exactly what I wanted. So it's both, the surprise factor. And Jupiter is really like accenting your career, so it's probably been a really good time in your career for the last few months. And that'll continue for a few more before it goes into Gemini. So, overall, Leo, there's a heck of a lot of soul searching and adapting to allowing life to just change and surprise you, which is not easy. It's not easy. And somehow you have to maintain your radiant, fun-loving personality in all of this, Somehow you still have to shine your light in the midst of all of this change. If you would like something more personalized to you, because if we look at your ascendant, we're going to see not just what happens to Leos, but also based on your ascendant and your personal chart, I can map out what's coming for you more precisely with timing and multiple other themes that could come up based on looking at your planets as well. So, and I love doing this, so if you would like a more in-depth astrology reading, then please message me and we'll set that up. Otherwise, take a look, just ponder this and do a bit of research on, try to wrap your head around, like, these are the major themes my life is working on, because a 20-year chapter is a long time to be exploring a theme. We won't go through every sign in this lifetime with Pluto. We're here to just explore a few. And this is yours. Relationships are next. All right, take care, Leo.